Dun, dun, fuck YouTube. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, it's me. It's me. I have been sick and horribly down with the sickness, not in a cool way, just in the holy shit, I don't want to die way. And it's been a good time. So, oh man. Oh, don't get old. Everything hurts. Alright, so we're going to create a new world for chat, and we are going to have a good time. As you can hear, I am creating a world in the background as we're playing along, and they're like, mineral occurrence, number of civilizations, history length, blah blah blah. Well, we'll just make this a reasonable sized world, and then we'll get going. Let's have some good times, but welcome to Taco Tuesday in a later stream than usual, but normally my streams are whenever, whatever, and however. And thank you guys for joining in. You have a lot of choices for things to pour into your ears on any given day for any given reason. So thank you for sharing your time with me. But if you have better things to do, I'd say go do it. This is gonna be a lot of faffing around, you know. Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be one of those things. And hydrate? Why, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Here, cheers. Oh. The game detects I'm so shit at it that it's like, hey, you need a tutorial? And I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? No, I don't think so. But I'm one of those people that can only feel so bad for themselves for so long, and then you just gotta get out there and do stuff, and do your thing. Glad to see you here, Braun. Glad to see folks showing up. Let's see. Dwarf Fortress. The game of games. Alright, so what are we gonna do today? Hostel, huh? Lots of hostels in this area. Alright. Oh, the fresh forest. The absolute continents. Oh, man. Let's see. What are we gonna do? By the way, Goat plays some stuff in Dwarvish. Definitely worth checking out. I should have probably started with Goat music, but I'll do it next time. He's playing Traveler right now, so he won't notice. Alright, let's see. A lot of goblins. Don't care for them. Elves don't like him either. Aquifers, huh? Don't like those. A lot of aquifers. Ugh. You know? The Mortal Plains. The Land of Bowls. Alright. Alright, that's fine. Ooh, a mountain right there. We could just do a nice lonely mountain. Out in the middle of nowhere. We could try a few other things. The Mortal Plains, the Land of Bowls. Alright, let's see. Okay, there's an aquifer there. There's some clay. That's good. Yeah. Alright, let's go here. Untamed one. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Man, someone ruined the 69 likes. Damn it. Okay. I guess we have to go for 420 or 696 or 69,420. Those last two are too many. And if you ain't died in Traveler character creation, you fucked up. That's where you have a lot of fun in Traveler. Character creation is great. People who hate Traveler for not doing well at character creation have not played enough Traveler. We just finished, believe it or not, a Traveler game in the Legion, and it's quite good. It's quite a good game. Traveler is one of those games that you could turn into anything, to be honest. You could turn it into the fenced merc and the land. Oh, it's a marsh. Ugh. No wonder it's terrible. Alright. Yeah, let's go up here in the mountains and do our thing. Yeah, 420 is a reasonable amount, but I mean, come on. Let's not watch numbers here. We have shit posting to do. It's Taco Tuesday. First thing, and I promise this is not just a pander to chat. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that are like taco purists, and they say that, you know, a taco is a taco. But I'm going to say this. While I admit that there is a standardized yardstick of tacos in America that is quite low because Taco Bell, I think some chains actually do it okay. Chipotle not being among them, but a good taco is kind of a difficult thing. It kind of is. Right south of there, because you get an aquifer right as you get in there a little bit. But let's go right there. Oh no, it's a savage area. There might be aminals. Right, that's why I'm gonna mine like a mofo. Oh, it says I can't complete it because something. All right, well, who cares? Now you might be asking yourself, why do you carry so many of these things? And I'm like, because the earth. I want to cut holes in it. I also took a lot of reindeer hearts because that sounds metal as fuck, you know? Alright, plump helmet spawn. We're gonna take more. Is he gonna just keep clicking that? There's some really bad tacos out there, I will admit. Now, the saddest one I ever did see, as far as tacos go, was probably the, I saw one that had a slice of Kraft cheese on it, which, whew, yeah, that's a bad one. And if I could own any sci-fi starship, probably something from Starfleet. That stuff seems pretty nice. All right, let's get into our fortress name, Wall Murder. All right, done. I'm not changing that. The crude portals of Wall Murdered. Wall Murdered. Wall Murdered. Wall Murdered. That's what the game. All right, let's just go. Let's fine. We'll just okay. Wall Murdered. Certainly not dangerous. Now, remember in the Dwarf Fortress lore, Boat Murdered is infamous for various reasons. Uh-oh. So let's go ahead and knock some of these trees down and see what happens. Wall Murdered. Very, very normal. Very normal name for a fortress. Let's take a look at what we got here. All right, we got the side of the mountains. We've got some ponds, if not pools. We have various things. All right, this is gonna be, you know, just fine. We're Wall Murdered, right? Yeah, this is. Don't say legends of Boat Murdered. Those are dire warnings of Boat Murdered. They're the apocalyptic warnings of Boat Murdered. Good lord. All right, let's see. All right, here, trying to find. Okay, there's a what is that? Claystone, silt. Lots of silt. All right, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go. There we go. And then you know what? We're gonna just make a simple fortress. Now I'm gonna basically make an autistic mandala here, and that's fine because I'm autistic and I like designing things that are symmetrical and geometrical and so on. That pleases me. I only make things very obtuse when I do RimWorld and people point out that things aren't connected right. And they go, please text, that's not symmetrical. And then I just draw a horrible fucking line around anything anyways. You know? That's what it's about. Anyways, we got our nice little start here. And yeah, I'm going to build my nice little area and we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. Let's just go into here. And don't worry about the cautionary tale of Wall Murdered. We need to also remove the front of these slopes here because I don't want people to get in as easy. I'm gonna have to replace all of this soft earth with something that's not loamy soil, but we'll get there. Very accessible fortress. I'm not gonna do all the meme dumb shit I normally do. I'm only going to do new. No, I'm gonna do some of the old dumb stuff. Who am I kidding? I can't change my stripes. All right, what do we got? Something has collapsed on the surface. Well, where? All right. Oh, no. A tree fell down? That sounds like elf talk. You mean a miner has struck a righteous, glorious blow for dwarf kind. Don't sit there and go, oh, a tree fell down. If a tree falls down in the forest, does a dwarf have to care? No. No, he does not. You don't have to care. That sounds like elf stuff. Yeah. That's how this is gonna be. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to use what I like to call the Moat of Drunks idea, which is something I posited as being very useful in Dwarf Fortress. The Moat of Drunks idea is to build a tavern out front and then have all of your idiots have to go through the tavern. So it'll be good. And hi, Diggs. But yeah, we got a nice fortress here, and we're just gonna have a simple fortress. Nothing terrible. Nothing terrible here. This is gonna be our stairwell, and we'll just have it go. It OSHA approved? I wouldn't say that. I don't think OSHA has guidelines for digging into loam safely. Ooh, hematite. Fuck yeah, hematite. Yes. Now begins the downfall of the fortress. So we're going to knock some of this shit back. That's gypsum, which is great if I was making, like, gypsum powder stuff or, like, I don't know, sheetrock for houses, but I'm not. So we're going to just go and we're going to mine on down. We're going to go down 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there. We're going to just go down a few floors and make mirrors of what we got so far. And then we're going to build some nice little happy farms. Who wouldn't want some nice little happy farms, right? Surely we are just fine with little happy farms. Happy little normal farms. Aha, farming. Excellent. So what I like to do is I will make my happy little farm. And I will then make my farm plots. And I'm going to make this thing here my farm. Some will say that's too big a farm. It isn't. That's actually as much farm as you need for Dwarf Fortress. By the way, they're going to be doing multi-thread support soon. Which is going to be baller. It's going to be baller. Ah. This is wall murdered. It menaces with spikes of elf bone. It menaces with spikes of plump helmet. On it is an image of reindeer hearts and dwarves. The dwarves are screaming. Perhaps, we shall see. So we're going to go through and put some stuff there. And, yeah, all right. We've got a farmer doing farm stuff. Let's check on our dwarves. I know that there is a dwarf therapist-ish thing. I don't need dwarf therapist to play this game. I know a lot of people do. They feel that the game is unplayable without Dwarf Therapist, and for them I would like to say, grow up. You can play this game without Dwarf Therapist just fine. Just fine, you can play this game without Dwarf Therapist. This game does not need to have that many dwarves, and you can actually edit how many dwarves you get. Quite simply. You can just have that handled. No problem. You can set it to be like, I don't want more than 20 dwarves, and the game will make that happen. Oh, boy. And as far as, is it farmer text time? I wouldn't mind farming as a profession. I know it's not much, but it is honest work. That man died. He was an excellent man. He gave us an excellent meme. But I wouldn't mind farming. As a concept. I think that that's more than fine. Here we go. It's dwarf time. So let's do this, and let's do that. And I know the floors are going to be slightly cattywampus, but that's okay. That'll be quite fine. We're just going to make layers and layers, and as soon as I start getting into actual stone... As soon as I start getting into actual stone, it'll be rather nice. Simple as can be. However, this is not stone. This is another floor of useless sand. Damn it, you know. Armok is not being kind to us today. Damn it, Armok. Thought we had an understanding. And guys, don't worry about upvotes or numbers. That shit doesn't matter on YouTube, trust me. As of... What was it? As of the 5th of this month, that would be my 12th year on YouTube. 12 years. How weird is that? 12 years doing this weird shit, feeling this out. 12 years. It's a long time to see a lot of changes on the platform, but I'll say this, do what the fuck you want. Do it with your friends and have a good time. That's the right way to do this. That is what is best in this creation thing. If you can't share what you do with your friends, it's probably not worth doing. Simple. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's keep going until we can get some actual stone. What do we got here? Claystone. Good enough. Good enough to start a Dwarven apartment complex. They probably hate that idea, but fuck them. All right, so we're just going to have this. This is going to be our stonework area. This is where I will bring the stone to be worked along with other stuff. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like Bob Ross said. You just got to beat the hell out of it. Out of context, that would be unpleasant. But you know what I mean. You just got to work on it. And nobody's died yet. You know, the game has said, oh no, something has collapsed on the... it's trees. Pro tip, it's trees. No one cares. Elf shit doesn't matter. So let's get down underground. What do we got here properly? Okay, we need to start some farm work here. I have to remember how everything is, and I'm still hitting keys by memory, and half of them are wrong now in this Steam version of the game. All right, let's do... yeah, there we go. I think that'll work nice. And then we do workshops, farming... Still, keep building after placement. There we go. And then we go microcline, right? We're just going to have 2 stills working. And then we're probably going to put some other basic shitty things in there. Got to use our phthalo blue, which would make sense if I could see that color. I can't. And let's see. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. What else we got? Furniture. Let's go with workshops, farming, and let's go with we'll put 1 kitchen there. 1. Oh God, can you imagine making it out of bauxite? That's the clay that aluminum is in. Not great, not terrible. Let's see, a tanner, so we can make some fine animal skins. Oh man, let's see. Oh boy, what do we got? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? The choices are always in Dwarf Fortress. How far do you think that you can get before you find out that your hubris is exactly that? How far can you get before you offend the gods? In my case, not far. Okay. Clothing and leather. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and build my stockpile here for food. There we go. Good times. And then we're just gonna make this the food stockpile. Yeah. And yeah, there we go. Simple as food library. Good job. Food library. So we put our food library in there. We have Vaporox says the new safety director at work is a fan. Ooh, that's dangerous. Make sure they're safe. They just walk around and say "Hail Cargonian" stuff. I mean, that's funny, but watch out. Watch out. That's a little, as the Zoomers say, sus. It's a food library, you know? It's a food library. So now all the dwarves are making their stuff, which is good. We can build a trade depot, which is going to be very necessary. We just put that in the corner here, and we're going to make it out of bauxite, because why not? And then I'll put a simple wall, build a tavern, let the alcohol flow, regrets in, and so on. Yeah, ask them what their safety factor is. Safety, director, air quotes. Alright, so let's go into plump helmets year-round because fuck yes, and then plump helmets. It's poor soil, they say, but that doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter. You just set a dwarf to do it anyways, and you're like, hey, you punch that ground. That's right, Mr. Train, you punch that ground so hard. So hard. That, you know, it works. It works. Ah. Now we're getting some proper stone. And this is where I'm going to build my Dwarven apartments. Pablo would be very upset at the size of these Dwarven apartments because they are luxurious. Pablo will build the literal smallest apartments that the dwarves need, no more. Which I find to be kind of rude. These guys work really hard for you, so you should make sure they have something nice, you know, for all their time. Nothing extravagant, but, you know, nice. Mr. Train. Mr. Train. I can only imagine how crazy Dwarven beer would be. There's one beer I had that I think pretty much summed up what I think Dwarven beer would be. Which is, I really thought that Dwarven beer would be something like Lion Stout from Sri Lanka. It's quite strong. It's quite delicious, and I'm not an advocate for them or anything. And if you don't want to drink, you shouldn't. And if you have doubts, you probably shouldn't. But that is what a Dwarven beer is to me. It is dark like a collapsed star. It is a dark, dark beer, but it is strong. Quite good. All right, we'll just make a nice little side area here. We can use some other stuff. We can use some other shit. Make it happy. Make some simple designs, nothing too crazy. I can make this the woodworking area. It's near the surface-ish. Simple as. Backfar lunar investing. I see your post. YouTube is like, that's a bad post. It's not. I think Arrogant Bastard Double Bastard Ale is up there too. And I love that you chose to celebrate Backfar, the company that bankrupted me so hard the game crashed. That's how you know Mr. Tech should not be trusted with money, even fictional money. I'm not good at that stuff. Never had much of an ear for it. See, that's a Ferengi joke. Let's see. Where do we... Oh, crafts. I'll put a craft station right there and right there. This is just going to be woodworking and general crap. That's what they're going to say when the elevator goes down. And thanks for checking in, guys. I've been doing okay. Just sick. And that happens. But and if you look hard enough, you can find something to complain about any given day. So I choose not to. Instead, I choose to shitpost, which is very critical. It's part of my healing process, the shitpost. It's one of those things. By the way, if you guys want, there are a number of BPL mods out there done by Hat, who is our resident Viking. And Hat has created a magma giraffe mod and a super fast cats mod. And they're both on the Steam Workshop. I'm not saying you should go check them out and vote them up, but the cats are faster than arrow bolts for no reason. They're just like, they've gone plaid. That's their zoomy level, is they've gone plaid. It's amazing. It is really, really amazing. That's a great one. And then magma giraffes. It's a giraffe made out of magma. And yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, there's some BPL mods in Dwarf Fortress land. I'm sure the Dwarf Fortress purists have already screamed and read at finding that we have infiltrated their game. But yeah, Dwarf and Fortress is important. So let's see, stoneworker. All right, we're gonna put some stoneworkers down here. Rock and stone, as you know, very important. We're going to use mudstone just because I have it, and it's not worth that much. Yeah, you know, Magma Giraffe does sound like a steampunk band. It sounds like a steampunk band that's heavy on the punk aspect, you know? They're like, we are Magma Giraffe! No, wait, that would be... No. Yeah, well, depending on era of punk, maybe. Okay, so we have lots and lots of plump helmets, like a metric shitload. So we need to get into our stocks. No, we don't. What am I trying to remember to do? Don't tell me. I'll remember. I will remember. I have to get into the right menu and... Shut up, game. Shut up. You be quiet. You're not my dad. Pets and livestock? Oh, them stray horse? I'm turning them into burgers. There's aminals. Don't show again. And the aminals are okay. We're not going to use these in food. We only have 9 plump helmets left, and that's fine because we're going to start cooking this shit. All right. Oh, yes. Excellent. Then I have to fill the rest of this shit in. So this is going to be a fun fortress here soon. I'll be able to get some beds made, and I'll get some, let's see, craft stores workshop. Let's do rock, and let's do rock and dye. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then carpenter's workshop, barrels. We're gonna make nothing but barrels. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Let's see, wooden crossbows. We're gonna start making them. We're gonna start making wood hives for bees. I'm gonna get into beery. I know that's apiary. Don't get mad. I'm saying funny stuff. I know I'll get some comment later. Technically, it's an apiarist. And I'm like, who cares? Yeah, you know. All right, now, they're building some stuff. We're going to get some stoneworkers done. Good. He's going to sleep at work. There we go. Dwarf Fortress time. We got plenty of wood. We also have a trade depot. That's not bad. We've started out some basic work for the areas. Ah, yes, a beist, a biologist. I'm not the only person who does that, right? Just making up words for people's jobs that you already know. But you just go like, oh yeah, he's instead of a beekeeper, it's like, oh no, he's into biology, and people are like, that's not the job, and I'm like, it can be, not with that attitude. I mean, I'm not a biologist, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure a biologist, you know, would know. Let's cut some things down. So. We've got plenty of plump helmets. We should probably start, still? What the fuck? Oh, I don't have any barrels. That is a problem. We need that set. Craftsdwarfs are doing their thing. Let's make barrels first. And I'll put some beds in these rooms. That should be fine. Pecan wood bed, alder. I would probably be making beds out of cedar. That'd keep bed bugs out. Fun little fun. Alright, where are we going? Good old times. He's a bee resource officer. That's a good one. You know, you could say he's a bee parole officer. Barrels on repeat. Yeah, we're going to need barrels on repeat. We're going to definitely need barrels on repeat. Brew drink from plant. Do forever, please. We need to get our liquor stockpiles up because dwarves drink like Mr. Leahy. Seems to make him just fine. Ah, man. There's another one you can do that really makes people mad, which is mispronounce celebrities' names that are common celebrities. So, you know, people say like, oh man, that movie, Dog Day Afternoon, the character in it. And I'm like, oh yeah, Al Pacino. And the people will just stare at you like you'd shit yourself and just smile. Be like, oh yeah, no, Al Pacino, hell of a guy. Hell of an actor, that Al Pacino. People get turned up about that stuff. They're like, that, how dare you? I'll be like, what, you think he's gonna come down here and fight me? It's Al Pacino. He's got more important things to do. I'm just saying his name. Alright, let's see. We're gonna make a stockpile here that encompasses a lot of stone. Except this is like most people's houses I've been in. They're like, this is the hallway where I put stuff. Oh, man. Everyone knows it's pronounced Pacino. Yeah, do the soft C. I remember someone lecturing me about hard C for, you know, Latin. And they said, you know, it's hard C. And I was like, well, do you want to go to Little Kaisar's? Do you want to get a Kaiser salad? They regretted telling me that. I made them regret it for 10 years. I was like, hey man, let's go get a Kaiser salad. I like chicken Kaiser salad. They did not like that. Remember that growing up is optional. You don't have to do that. You can act a child your whole life. All right, let's just dig here, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make a storage area of finished goods because this is just one layer down from the mains, so it should be fairly fine. But a finished goods stockpile is good. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where pronunciation's funny in words. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny just to have a silly moment with words, but language is mutable. It's kind of fun when you look at how language is enforced as a modality of communication. You find that certain things like the French have a society that very strictly regulates the use of the French language. So when the word, loan words enter into the French language that are American, where they do L' Big Mac, L' whatever, these people very strongly and most ardently and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, but what's funny is you look at their solution. Like, instead of email, they had to come up with one. And so they came up with the word courriel, which is courier électronique, I think. So it's like an electronic courier is the word for email. And I went, man, that's dumber than L' email. But, I don't enforce that. I don't enforce that. All right, let's see. What are we going to do? What do we got going? All right, so we've got some basic farming going on. We are running out of barrels, even though I've told these sons of bitches to keep making barrels, to keep doing the liquor stuff, and gypsum, tiger eye, need buckets, somebody's unconscious. Not worried. Not worried. Somebody's always unconscious. It's Dwarf Fortress. Let's not start freaking out over who's taking a nap unintentionally. You fall down, and you get hurtied. It happens. Finished goods. That's where finished goods go. So we're going to put finished goods in that stockpile. We'll fill that more as time goes on, and then we will slowly start getting these dwarves working. And we will make the efficient thing. And keep in mind my French pronunciation is terrible, because I took 2 years of French in high school because the Spanish class that I wanted to take was full, and I had to learn French in Texas. Anyone who speaks French, or Francophones right now, are probably cringing so hard you can see it from orbit. Nothing like good old, comment allez-vous? Très bien, merci. It's not good. It's not good at all. So we're going to build some basic stuff. My miners are not mining all that much because I've told them to stop mining, as there's nothing left to mine, technically. But I'm going to continue on down exploring this because petrified wood is pretty cool. I'm going to build some branching areas here, and I'm going to do another layer of dwarfy apartment blocks. Again, this is just like painting mandalas. It's quite nice. There we go. Simple as. Happy, happy. So we're going to build more dwarven apartments for these happy dwarves. We're just going to put them out there. Happy dwarvish apartments for our happy dwarves. And if they're not happy, well, beatings will continue around the clock. I never said morale would improve. I just think that beatings will continue around the clock, and that seems about accurate. So let's put in another layer there, and then we will have the terminus of our apartment block, and I should have multiple layers here for it, so it should be really nice and happy-ish. We'll see. Just wait until I dig too greedily and too deep, and then I will eat my words. Because this is gonna be a weird time. Alright, let's see. Tiger, not bad. Not bad. So we're going to fill this all in eventually with dwarfs and dwarf things. I have a lot of miners on this. Hopefully they won't die, but I have a mixed outcome with that in Space Station 13. Quite frequently, quite frequently I have been the quartermaster when miners refused to listen to my orders. And I said, please do not perish, and of course they just throw themselves under the bus like chalks under the wheels of progress. They do that. It's one of those things where you say, look, if we make it to the end of the shift and we meet all of our quotas, there will be a pizza party, you know. And hey, Father Bill, glad you could join us. Appreciate it. Hope everything's going well out there. I'm just sitting here commanding my dwarves to dig greedily and deep. Hope things are of peace and peaceful for you, bud. I'm gonna continue mining like a fool, but this is what dwarves are meant to do, you know. Well, I once told all the miners to die. Like, I don't care, just go out and eat it, I don't care. And I just sat behind my desk, and then I stopped getting radio messages from them. So I presume that they either did perish in lava land, or quite possibly they just decided to form their own union or something, which can happen. But mining in Space Station 13 is not so much a science as it is a crime scene yet to unfold. There are a number of poor decisions that will be made in any round of Space Station 13, but I guarantee you that half of them will be made in mining. People will go, "Does this rock explode?" Like, those will be their last words. Will this rock explode? Answer, probably. Or if not that one, the one you're not looking at. Perhaps. I remember telling the miners once, "I think so little of you and you still disappointed me." That's a phrase I've used with miners in that game. I've just been like, you guys are the laziest bastards in the world. You've made an Olympics out of mediocrity. If you were an ancient Greek philosopher, you would be mediocrities. When you say things like that, you know, to your mining staff in Space Station 13, they do get upset, but, I mean, the truth hurts sometimes. Alright, where are we going now? And thanks again for showing up on the podcast, Father Bill. It was wonderful to hear about your life story and some of the crazy things that can happen out there. Oh, cool, we got some migrants. Let us hope that we have some people who know how to do stuff. Because usually in this game, when I get a migrant wave, it's like, hey, here's 40 fish catchers. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of the goddamn desert. And they're like, well, yes, but the desert trout. And I'm like, I am screaming right now. Oh, man. All right, we're just going to have to put some of these guys to work. What do we got? Weaponsmiths? Holy shit. I got, a bone carver. All right. You know what? That bone carver could be useful. Those weaponsmiths. Holy shit. I'm going to make those guys also stone cutters and engravers, because that is a handy skill to have in this fortress. I'm going to leave the bone carver open as anybody, just to run around and do stuff, because that is handy, but we will be doing some bone crafts. Gun cargo. Good old gun cargo. That was a meme that we did so much that they changed the price of shotguns. They changed how many shotguns came in a crate. And they changed the price of shotguns because of our shenanigans. That's not the worst thing, though, we ever did as cargo. Well, I don't know. It'd be hard to say what the worst thing is. I can think of a few things we did that were pretty stupid. I'm going to start building coffins because I know my fortress, you know. And I'm going to build some doors. And we're going to build some, let's see. What are we going to build? I'm going to build armor stands for everyone's room, because that dwarves like armor stands. They like them a lot. Let's see. What else are we going to do? We're going to make some rock blocks, just because. I'm trying to think of the dumbest shenanigans we got up to. Okay. One time... Once upon a time. There's episodes of this. I recorded everything prolifically for years, almost every round I played. But I'm sure this is in there. But so one time round start happens, and I run the box scam, as I like to call it, or the Trojan horse, and the Trojan horse was pretty good, and you can't really do it anymore. They made it harder to do. It's not impossible to do. It's just harder to do. But on certain code bases, you could kick the doors open of a box you were locked into. So what we did was we put a guy into a box, and he had equipment with him, and then we packaged the box up and rapid shipped it to the head of security's office. He then forced and kicked his way out of the box, emerged like a lizard from an egg, just crawling out, doing his thing. And as he's crawling out and doing his thing, he starts taking everything out of security and then wrapping it up and mailing it back to us. And at the very end, he mailed himself. So security then logs in and starts going up to the security area to start getting their equipment. We fill the vending machine outside of cargo with all of security's equipment, and we put very reasonable prices on everything, but everything must go, we're doing our part, and we're having fun, and we're doing what we do, as you do in cargo. So as we're doing what we do, security is like, where's all my damn guns? Where's all my damn guns? Where's all my damn guns? And they start going around the station using their detective skills, which I'm using massive air quotes to imply they have none. We go in there, and as we're digging around and doing what we do, having a good time, they come up and they're like, hey, is that my Glock? And I'm like, for $450 it can be, which is a fair price. Fair price for a Glock on a Space Station 13 server. 450 space bucks. Now, they lose their fucking mind. They're like, I'm going to beat you. And I'm like, with what? What are you going to get me with? If you had that Glock, you could do something. He's like, I'll be back. And you see him run to the ATM. Now, in the meantime, engineering shows up. Engineering usually has some extra folding money. Usually has a few extra buckaroos laying around, right? So engineering shows up. And as engineering shows up, engineering is like, $450 for a Glock. All right? And buys it. So all of our guns, hello, Mr. Train, all of our guns end up with more or less sold. And then so security shows back up and has a fistful of money and goes, where's the guns? And I said, I really don't like talking about my other customers. That made them furious. So, yeah, it's one of those moments where you have to have fun. Space Station 13 is the ultimate exploration of yes and. Yes and. So they're like, did you sell those guns? Yes. Where did you get them? Because they're trying to admit I stole. And I said, the getting place. That also made them upset. That's just how you deal. That's how you have to deal with. That's how you have to deal with security. They're typically not good people in terms of people you want to run into, but you have to have fun. If you give them too little to work with, they start getting oppressive. So you have to employ shenanigans to get the most out of your security interactions. Good times. We're gonna cut some things down. Now, we do have some finished goods that are probably not great, but they're just rotting out there because apparently the finished goods stockpile needs to be modified a little bit. All right, cloth can go in there, sure. Aminals too. Ammo, sure, why not? Armor, yeah. Bars and blocks, sure, fine. Coins will be a separate, yes. No. Why not? No corpses. Yup. No, not really. Let's see. Let's see. No, not stone. But yes, trap components. Yup. This ought to clean some of that up. Let's see. But yeah, when it comes down to cargo, I mean... cargo's like that. See, nothing in cargo really belongs to cargo. It just passes through. You know? Cargo passes through. Freight moves. It is the way of freight. But cargo passes through. And some people don't understand that. I mean, Cargonia is not about keeping things, but it's about acquiring and making sure they get places. There's a customer for everything out there, you know. Alright, so we got dwarves running around, we got people making barrels or slowly making up a food stockpile. I'm going to need to set somebody to be the nerd in the office who gets bullied. That's going to be this guy up here. And we'll slowly build this out. I mean, but the cargo must move. That is the point of cargo. Cargo is cargo. It's not yours. It's just temporarily under your care. That's cargo. You are a custodian of it. Hail Cargonia. Now, the worst thing we ever stole was, we stole the engine once. We stole the engine, like, right out of the, well, before they even started it. We managed to sneak in and steal the engine. That was great. We distracted them, they turned around, and it was fucking gone. I mean, there was no engine. They were like, what happened? I was like, I don't know, and they asked an admin, and the admin was like, a player took it. That made engineering furious. That took them a while to put that together. You know, cargo. And don't worry about, you know, thanking me for anything. You guys need to check out Kruggsmash. Kruggsmash is very cool. He's very competent at this game. And Kruggsmash is probably one of the best things to happen to this game. He makes this game look very, 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 very simple when it's incredibly complex, and the storytelling style he has is something I aspire to match someday. His ability to wring stories out of this game is unparalleled. And I don't mean that to blow smoke up his ass, because he's not here. Though one time in Dwarf Fortress, I made a video, and I said, you know, Kruggsmash will probably show up and say, that's my bread and butter you're fucking with, and, you know, beat the shit out of me. What's funny is he commented on that video and said, that's my bread and butter you're fucking with, LOL JK. Like, a really humble, sweet person, but totally played into the role for all of 10 seconds. And I was like, what a cool fucking guy. Like, really, what a cool fucking guy. Like, could have just not even taken the time to look, but that is nice. That is super duper fucking nice. I think that he's really cool. But if he's here, I'd probably tell him the same thing. I just get awkward around people. 'Tis the tism. Then again, I mean, what else were you planning on doing on a Tuesday evening? I'm sure most of you guys have had your Taco Tuesday. I'm sure most of you have, and you're not just lying to me. I'm sure that most of you have indeed gone out of your way. Oh, a giant hedgehog is fighting? Well, tell me when he's got some golden rings and we might talk. I don't have time for that shit. I gotta get booze into these misanthropes. Alright. Saving announcements. Your dwarf has died of pissing. Saving adventure data. Your dwarves will never leave this place. No more adventures. It's Spaghetti Tuesday. Is that the Italian version of it? You know, if you say that to someone who is Italian, if you pronounce it Italian, they do not like it. You're like, I love this Italian food. Not a fan. All right, let's put some doors up. What do we got? Microcline doors? Cool. Gotta love claystone doors. You slam that fucker and it just explodes. You're not my real parents. Explosion. Bauxite door, man. Someone knocks on their door and you'd have their fingerprints. You just see the fist hit it and you're like, yep, that's Jim. Heavy hands. Heavy hands, that Jim. You guys need to really try, and I'm not just saying this to play into the meme, but if you find that you celebrate your life with little moments, just little happy moments of stuff that can just be trivial, just very trivial little things, even if you go get the simple, cheap as shit taco kit with the hard shells and stuff, having a day where you do nice things like Taco Tuesday, that's kind of important. Those little things are important. I knew a friend of mine who every paycheck he would go get a whole thing. I think it was like a 12-pack of the corn dogs on a stick, and would just cook them all up on a pan with waffle fries. That was very, very, very important to him. And I found out that it's kind of important to just have those things, you know, little traditions. Now, my grandmother had the mother of all stories. When I got my first job, when I was 14, my mom didn't have any practical advice. But my grandmother, who had to work at similar ages during the Great Depression by necessity, had said, just as a tip, had said that at the very first job, whatever you do not go buy a quart of black walnut ice cream. And I said, that seems very oddly specific. Well, the answer was, largely, because she had done that and then had gotten the sickest she had ever gotten in her entire life. First paycheck, all the ice cream. I can relate. Oh wow, the liaison leader wants something. What should I get them to bring? You know what? We'll be sirs. Bring me some booze and bring me charcuterie. It's about the little things, I find. The civilizing things. I wish a cheese and meat plate. No vegetables for me, thank you. All right. They're like, what do you have to trade? Not much. I have a bunch of claystone armor stands. I have some beds. I have some crap. Oh, wait. I could trade some weapons, including that extra axe and those crossbows. And yeah, all right, cool. At least I can trade something. Alright, what are we gonna do here? And corn dogs don't have to be gross. They can be quite nice. Alright, let's see. I've not seen a channel named News of the Inner Sphere, but believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of YouTube. The day job keeps me pretty busy, and other tasks keep me busy. And usually if I'm in front of my computer, I'm working, either on making film or working the day job. I sadly don't even get the time to watch TV shows. I don't play a lot of video games. So these Tuesdays are kind of special for me because it's cutting loose with a game and just hanging out, more or less. And that's rare. Most of us, I think, work ourselves a bit hard, but that's just kind of the world we're in. If you work your fingers to the bone, your reward will be bony fingers. Alright, so what are we gonna do? Construction inactive. This is your Taco Tuesday text. More or less. What do we got? Right there. Got that. Good stuff. So we've got some booze supply, but not a lot. We're going to start doing some plump helmets again because we can get caught up. And look, we're starting to put flooring in. It's very, very bad flooring. Not great flooring at all. It's mudstone, which means if you spill a beer on it, you're wearing this floor out the window. It's not going to end well. All right, let's see. Anyone requested a depot? And we'll see what we can sell them. At least I can impress upon them that I'm not completely incompetent. But I hope you guys are all out there hanging and being chill. Having a good day as best you can. What do we got? So far, not too bad. The game warned me that this area was savage and dangerous, and I'm like, not at the moment. It doesn't seem that dangerous. Then again, it never does until it is. That's the sad truth. Bowyer's Workshop. Oh yeah, stone carver. Neat. Who cares? Can we trade? Excellent. Oh wow, these are worth almost nothing. Can I offer those as a gift? Excellent. I'm just gonna give them some things. And wow, they've got toys. There's not much I could really trade for that's worth a damn thing, but yeah, it's fine. I gave them some basic crafts as like a thank you. All right, let's see. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? Stone carvers, huh? Bowyer's Workshop, Carpenter's Workshop. Carpenter and Bowyer, crafts dwarves. Let's get into rock crafts, and we're going to make rock mugs, because nothing like a coffee mug that gets you gains, right? Can you imagine a world where, like, you're like, oh, what kind of coffee mug you got? And you're like, oh, granite, and you lift it up, and your arm is just giant. And just, Let's see. Rock jug, mug, hive, rock. You know what? I'll make some rock hives. That sounds pretty cool. We're going to make some wooden crossbows again, because nothing like shooting elves with the trees they love so much. You're like, oh, I thought you liked trees. Thought you liked wood stuff. And you just start putting rounds in them. That would be kind of hard to mod for the Magistrata Mundanus, but we are still looking at stuff. We're still working on the little book handout on how to make it, which is quite nice. Did you know, by the way, that we just finished the recording of the next game that we're going to put on the BPL podcast? How cool is that? It's going to be really, really neat. The next one is a traveler game. For those of you who know this ancient and awesome setting, Traveler's pretty much 1975 in space. Everyone's got sideburns and smokes. It's cassette futurism. It's really cool. It's a setting that's been around as long as D&D, you know. Thank you, Train. But yeah, it's a really, really cool setting. And we are having a really good time, but the game ended after over a year. Traveler, yeah. And it's 20 episodes. It's 20 fucking episodes. It's good. Each episode was about 3 hours. They're going to be edited. They're really, really good. What's funny is I got horribly mangled in character creation and ended up having to like live on life support. So we tried to figure out a way of making the character work rather than just going, he's, you know, Captain Pike booping his way through situations. And so what we said is he has to wear a armored pressure spacesuit the whole time. And we said, well, why? What's his disability? And we were trying to figure out like what we could do to make it, you know, kind of interesting. And so Diggs and the guys were like, why not play a plasma man from Space Station 13? You know, the plasma skeleton that's on fire in a spacesuit that if you open the spacesuit dies and sets everyone on fire around them. So I played a plasma man from Space Station 13, which is fantastic. Depp ran the game and it's so good. Why so much disdain for the elves? They know what they did. They don't have beards. I mean, listen to this beard. You need to have a beard to be a dwarf. Man, someone is getting paid by the toot today. But yeah, we're going to have a whole Traveler game on there. Oh cool, more migrants. Neat. I'm managing to keep the booze very high. I wouldn't know in precise because no one's managed to do a count yet, which is fine. We're getting there. Oh man. But yeah, we're going to have a really fun time with Traveler. There's some stupid in there, and Depp chose the soundtrack, and the soundtrack is amazing. It's a fantastic soundtrack. It's all 1970s and 80s stuff. It's a lot of stuff that is wild and weird and out there. Okay, we're making rock coffins, armor stand, rock blocks, rock doors. We probably have more than enough rock doors. Probably not. Coffins, though, maybe not enough, but whatever. Rock blocks? Fuck yeah. Here we go. Oh, man. Good times. Good times. What are we going to do next? Ah, yes. Beds. Now, I have a lot of dwarves that are running around doing stuff, but they're not all that great at things. I do have a jeweler, which can make a lot of money in this. Very, very well. And I'm going to make that jeweler a stonecutter and an engraver as well. The bone curver, I'm going to leave running around doing whatever, but we'll get there. I'm going to do some stretches because my back hurts. Oh. All right. That's better. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we got? A dwarven child? You mean future miner? Get it? Because miner and the miner. 2 cents because one's a miner because they're young and the other's miner because the mines and the... All right, so now that dad jokes are complete, let's keep going. And yes, you can absolutely die in Traveler's Chairgin, or however you want to say that, but character generation can kill the shit out of you in Dwarf Fortress. And, I mean, God, Dwarf Fortress, brain fart, it can kill the shit out of you in Traveler, but you can also die in Dwarf Fortress at start. I've had that happen. I embarked and it said, this is dangerous. And I said, bullshit. And I hit the button. The game loaded up and there was an elephant right there. And he goes, oh boy, today's the fucking day. And he just destroyed the shit out of everyone except for one, because obviously it needed to leave a witness to its majesty. And then it left. And then that dwarf, rather than do anything related to construction, walked around and wept and wailed until he died. And I went, that's Dwarf Fortress. But no, Traveler can kill the shit out of you in character generation. It's harder to do in Mongoose Traveler, but older Traveler absolutely can just rock your shit for no reason. It's great. The children hunger for the mines. Send them to the mines. Man, we got a lot of metal crafters. If I can't run into some coal coking. Ooh, I got a doctor now. Oh, a sheep shearer. Boo. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, you're gonna get into this farming shit. You're gonna get into this right now. Man, that elephant though, that was back when elephants were the terrifying be-all end-all in Dwarf Fortress. They were. The elephants were absolutely batshit terrifying. Okay, thank you. All right, doctor. Let's see. There we go. Now we have a doctor. Broker and bookkeeper. Huh. Yeah, let's make the broker and bookkeeper the jeweler. It doesn't seem like we really have much in terms of oh yeah, there we go. Good enough. The bookkeeper will be the expedition leader. Then we need to build a nice little table for him. There we go. Let's build a table. And then we build a chair. There we go. We build a table and a chair, and we put it in there. Yeah, in Old Dwarf Fortress, elephants were the murder monster. They were the one that killed all the things. And then after that, it was carp. Carp were terrifying, because you had to have a dwarf that was like an expert swimmer to even do anything. And carp would just kill the shit out of you. There's that infamous screen cap of the carp stands up. As far as Traveler being more lethal than Dark Heresy, considering that some of the guns in Traveler can just destroy planets, well, not really, but you can just wipe things out much nicer and much cleaner. The one thing that I will say that is really, really nice in terms of Traveler, like really, truly nice in terms of Traveler, is you can make anything. Goat actually made in Traveler a functioning urban mech and a functioning awesome 8Q. Truly, truly. I mean, just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You can just make that shit in that game and it works. It's nuts. So we have to make sure that we are still able to make booze so the dwarves don't, you know, kill everyone, because they will. And we need to extend this stockpile a bit. I'm going to do my best here to extend the stockpile some. There we go. Good enough. I will fill this with booze. Now, if you want a really, truly hyper-lethal system, Twilight 2000's up there. That's a psychotically lethal system in terms of all the things it will do to hurt you. And if you ever want to know if these systems are any good or if they're for you, I would say absolutely check out the work of Mr. Welch, like Mr. Welch's Mad Musings, Mr. Welch. And they're quite good. Mr. Welch's Mad Musings are fantastic. Just pretty much a most thorough guide on everything. And here comes a train again. And if you guys are interested in joining the BPL, I would say more or less the way in is shut. But if you want to join the AUX, the auxiliary, the public-facing Discord, just watch WBPL76 on any stream and do !Discord. And simple as can be. The auxiliary's a pretty chill place. Quite a few people here are in it, including myself. So, all right, we've got some basic beds set up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're starting to get there. We're starting to get this going. Fine. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. Everything is 3 out of 5. 4 out of 5, maybe. We'll see. So far, no death. No whammies. We got plenty of food. We got plenty of seeds. Somehow we still have lobster. Cave lobster. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah. We're just going to put some things down there. Put some beds in. All the dwarfs get a nice bed. And then eventually I'm going to smooth all the stone. I'm going to make this all really pretty for them. And then they'll start engraving it. And stone engravings in Dwarf Fortress are storytelling masterpieces of all the things the dwarves have seen so far. And yeah, I've been alerted to Rule the Waves and a few other games. It's just, I have so perilously little time, which is a shame to say. I wish I had a better work-life balance, but I think most of us could complain about that similarly. There's a very good reason this is not my day job. I remember there was a time in my life where there was plenty of time to play games, but I had no money. And then when I had money, there was no time to play games. Such is the comedic balance of life. That's why you gotta celebrate those little moments, boys and girls. And when our WBPL 76 streams, go check them out on Twitch. Their schedule's there. Their schedule is there, and you can absolutely check that out. At your leisure, though. No force, no pressure. But it's a community stream, populated by the Black Pants Legion, and all the proceeds of that go to the Black Pants Legion, not my pockets. And if someone wants to know why I would do something crazy like that, well, I think community is important. It's important to share things with people, especially good things. Creation is important, too. All right. Oh, Cookie's streaming right now on WPPL 76. If you guys want to go check that out, she's really wholesome. I would not be upset if you guys wanted to, like, jet and go check out Cookie's stuff. She is one of the most wholesome people. I've met her in person. Great hugger. Just wonderful, positive person. The world needs more cookies. So we're gonna keep working on our fort here. So far, not too perilous. Everyone's getting nice things. For the most part. Okay, we're not the smartest of dwarves, obviously, but we're getting there. We're making plenty of beds, and once all the dwarves have beds, I think that, yeah, this should work out. I'll make some bins, I'll start filling things in. See, simple. All right, let's see. What are we going to do? We're going to put things down there. That's going to be fine. All the beds will be fine, surely. But you realize all this is like pitch black in Dwarf Fortress land. Because they don't do light. They're just like, fuck that. Daystar bad. I'm hearing distant growling of wolves. Not a fan of that. Oof. That's an interesting time. Once we've got all this going, that should be fine. And then we just start smoothing and making this work. Once we smooth all this stone, we'll engrave the shit out of it. And then we will have this happy room of dwarf art stuff. Alright, stone cutters. We're going to make some rock blocks. Always useful. Because we're going to pave the fucking world. That's what we do. And then we are going to make, oh, let's see, rock, coffers. We're going to need some coffers. And then we're going to need some, let's see, what do I want? Statues. Yeah. Yeah. We have enough doors for now. I'm not worried about that. Let's make some more statues. We need some fucking statues. Fuck yeah. All right, let's see if they finished the office. Oh, yeah, they finished the sad boy office. Fuck yeah. All right, so the sad boy office goes in here. And it's where the sad boy sits in his sad boy office. And then you assign it to the, let's see. Not the broker. Well, yeah, actually. Now start counting shit, weirdo. It's gonna be fine. What's the thing? Standing orders, kitchen, plump helmets. All right, so yeah, okay. We have a bookkeeper, expedition leader. Yep, got an office. Gonna start counting stuff. Soon we'll know. Yep. See, now we know how much we have. 919 drink. Excellent. All right, we have a room full of coffins in case we need them. Coffin storage, very important in Dwarf Fortress. Preemptive coffin storage is kind of important. This is going to be our Hall of Heroes. By Hall of Heroes, I mean this is where I'm going to dump the dead guys. So we're going to go into here and do burial. We're just going to, actually, you know what? I should probably smooth this as well. Just so it's not, like, sad. It needs to be slightly better-ish. Let's see. We're going to do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go down a few more levels and see if we can't get some more resources out of our miners here. Seems like 2 of the dwarves are very happy. Most of them are, you know. Can you imagine doing math in the dark? Just sitting there like, all right, carry the fuck. I remember I had a teacher once tell me that in the future, no one will have a calculator. You won't just have a calculator on you at all times. I went, no, I don't believe that. The difference is that, like, my teachers didn't like Star Trek. I did. And I saw Star Trek as a reasonable future. I went, you know, I bet we'll keep developing technology to make things easier. I had teachers that said that Star Trek crap would never happen. Oh, how wrong they were. I remember when I was in junior high, they took the watches from people. They took the watches from people because they said that you could use the watch calculators to cheat on a math test. No one had a calculator watch. That was not my generation's thing at all. They were just like, take all the watches from people. Oh, man. Oh, man. Farmers, stray water buffalo stuff. Cinnabar. All right, cancerite. Inappropriate dig square. What do you mean? Let's go down and take a look. What do we got that's inappropriate? Oh, this seems fine. What do we got? Kalenite. Ooh, native fucking platinum? Hell yeah. All right, I'm not going to dig into that because we'll die. It'll invite all sorts of ruin here, but fancy. All right, we're doing well. What are we going to do? We're going to build stuff. It's going to be good. You're no engineer, but that stair layout makes you anxious? What? You don't like to be able to fall down 10 floors very easily because dwarves don't do guardrails? Come on. Where's your sense of adventure? You afraid of stairs? I ain't got time to be afraid of stairs. Not in this fortress. No, no. I ain't got time to be afraid of shit. Alright, well done. By the way, guys, I wanted to share something with you. Something kind of funny, believe it or not. I had made the joke that Ruth's Chris as a steakhouse was the Olive Garden of steakhouses because of their quality control. That is not a compliment. And amusingly enough, Ruth's Chris got bought out by Darden Restaurants. So, they are, well, quite literally the Olive Garden of steakhouses now. Oh man, that is some stupid times. Let me ask you guys a question, just so you don't think I'm being pedantic or angry for no reason. How much would you, in any restaurant, how much would you in any restaurant pay for, like, asparagus? Just you know, how much would you pay for asparagus? Just curious. I'm just curious. How much would you pay for asparagus? Assuming you wanted it. Assuming you wanted asparagus. Just curious, you know. Let's just see where this goes, because I'm gonna hit you guys with some harsh reality. So when I ordered a steak that they told me was $70, I almost blanched. I had a fit, but, you know, expensive steak is expensive steak and inflation is real. But the asparagus did not come with the steak for that price. It was an additional $20 plus tip plus tax. And they gave me 5 pieces for that. 5. Now, you see why I get a little perturbed at this restaurant, right? Now, I'm not trying to say their steak was shit, but I will say this. You know that chart that shows, like, all the cuts of steak as a demonstration? Like the calibration steak. The calibration steak, as we call it. You know, where it shows, like, rare on one end and then, like, well done on the other. Well, I got that steak as a steak for $72. It was raw on one end and it wasn't well done on the other. It was congratulations. That's how fucking burned that steak was. It was just, huh? I didn't even know what to say. My mind was blown. If you ever wanted to know what hyperbole looks like in a service environment, Ruth's Chris. Delusions of adequacy personified. At prices that are unreasonable. I mean, and yeah, that's 20 American dollars. It's something. And I think everyone agrees that that is an unreasonable price for steak. Now, if you said, what would you pay for steak? I think most of you would say, depends on the steak. Depends on how well it's done. Depends on the service. Depends on many things. And there are many reasonable prices for steak and many reasonable cuts of meat, depending on what you want and what you desire and what you go for. But I'm sorry, $26 is too much for asparagus. And for a steak that's 70 plus, it can be cooked correctly. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a better cook than they are, but I'm saying that anybody with a microwave knows what a setting is. I've bought some expensive steaks before. I live a simple life. I don't have a nice big house or a fancy car or anything like that. I collect few things, and I feel guilty for the nice things I do have. But when it comes down to splurging, treating oneself, as the vernacular does suggest, a steak is not a bad way to go, but it has to be finished. It has to be correct. It's not a guesswork either. There's whole bunches of training you can do on how to cook things. In fact, I believe there's whole schools, related to the profession of cooking stuff, believe it or not. And that seems to have been kind of an issue with the Ruth's Chris. They were like, what do you mean? I said, well, it doesn't have to be a certain way or the other. I just expect it to be what I ordered, right? Do not microwave steak. If you microwave a piece of bologna, though, you can call it a Newfoundland steak, and people from Newfoundland will get very upset. Oh, they're good people, though. I just like messing with them. And I agree. I mean, I think a $70 steak should be something that you do write home about. If you journal, like I do. If you keep a diary, like I do. If you track the ebb and flow of your life. Every success and setback. Every bitter drag and every joyful moment. There's a few steaks that'll make that cut. No pun intended. Dead serious, but this is one that makes the diary for holy shit, what were they smoking? And I don't want any of it. I want it outlawed, whatever it is, because the damaging of fine steak is... Ah, man. That's up there with like non-age statement whiskey. I mean, you can make a better steak in a toaster. Don't do that. It's not smart, but you can. You just have to turn it sideways. Earl Grey, tepid. All right, so I need to keep my food stockpile growing because holy shit, I'm probably going to make this just a logs stockpile. So my dwarfs can do their dwarf stuff and just bring the logs here after they've pissed the elves off. There we go. Just bring them logs in here, boys. Oh, man. There we go. Claystone doors, mudstone hives, wood and wood. The dwarves are doing dwarfy stuff. Well, they were. They were like, we don't have enough stone. I'm like, yes, you do. Finish your work. God damn it. All right, they do that. We got native platinum. We got a lot of material to work with, which is nice. Oh, and someone got possessed. Just a little possession. It happens. I'm not, I mean, they lose their mind a little. It's not a big deal. Dwarves lose their mind all the time, so don't worry about that. And it's not so much a Dwarf Fortress mod for Space Station 13. Some servers have a code base where they can play Dwarf Fortress rounds, and it's more a Z level, which is accessible by some people. All right. So we've got the basics going pretty okay. I mean, the dwarves are mostly happy to content and only one grump ass. Let's see. And keep in mind, no one's really good at Dwarf Fortress except for Kruggsmash. He's always good at it. Even when he's bad at it, it's a good story. Dwarf Fortress is like life in many ways. It is frustrating. It is difficult. The instruction manuals don't help or were written by people who don't know your life. They don't know your stress levels or your capabilities. So regardless, the only advice I have for Dwarf Fortress is a old, well-worn term. Ships are safe in harbor, but that is not what ships are for. Let's be brave. When it comes to games like Dwarf Fortress, jump in. Feet first. Hard as you can, jump in. This is a game that will eat your life. I've been playing Dwarf Fortress off and on since 2008. As long as I've been playing Space Station 13. And, God. It's an ancient thing, but it has depth, and it's getting better. Still improved, still made by the same dudes. Zach and Tarn Adams. So I got everyone doing their thing. We're making wooden bins so we can store stuff better, hopefully. We got lots of boozahol. Boozahol is important. Sooner or later, though, in Dwarf Fortress, we will pass a point, a mile marker, you know. And it will be the point at which I fuck up. And I will not think I fucked up, but someone in the audience, someone observant, will see the fuck up and go, oh. But they won't tell anyone. They will smile coyly to themselves and turn away and wait for the catastrophe, the Rube Goldberg machine of fuckery to begin. And it will always start with something simple. Maybe someone fell out of a tree and their legs broke, and maybe you can't help them right away, and, well, things happen. But I like Dwarf Fortress because it proves that you can keep a game alive, growing, and getting more complex, more polished, more content in 100 different ways over the course of a lifetime. And in that way, Dwarf Fortress is, well, shit. It's in many ways kind of like an ancient cathedral being built. This could be a multi-generation project. This could be a multi-generation project that was built on the bones of two people just working on it. And I think that's really interesting. And as far as the steak issue goes, I would have sent my steak back, but I decided not to. Mr. Stricken by melancholy. Oh dear, didn't get what he wanted in the craft store's workshop. That may be our turning point. But, well, Mr. Goat sent his steak back because it was cooked nowhere near correctly or consistently. And, oh boy, was that a fun minute, because it came back 45 seconds later, doused in bubbling, boiling butter that was an inch deep on the plate, and it was burned beyond recognition. It was shoe leather. They were like, here you go, sir, and they handed it to Goat. And he ate some of it, but the tear in his eye said that he was not just disappointed. He was in fact betrayed. For he knew there were better options within driving distance, and yet here we had stood, made reservations, gotten in line, sat down, and, well, in that way, I guess it is like one of the roller coaster rides on my Parkitect streams. Oh, man. Some things you just can't get out of until you're sitting in it. Poor goat, but strong jaw. Oh, man. Heartbroken by steak is a deep betrayal. It's a deep betrayal. It's one of those things that just resonates in people, you know. You're sitting there like, man, I had a bad steak. That'll get people interested. You could say I got shot, and people would go, meh. But if you go, I had a bad steak, like no other, people will gather around. People will gather around and be like, no, I want to hear this. I want to hear this story. It is, a bad steak is, well, that's a hard one. Get it? It's a hard one because anyways. Drinking my tepid tea like a sir, because I made it 2 hours ago to make me feel better, and just now getting around to it. Imagine Captain Picard. Tea, tepid. Lipton's, microwaved. I don't drink Lipton's. Please don't feel that I'm an idiot on that level. I actually like Yorkshire Gold. It's all right. I think that's a good tea. I like quite a few teas, but that's good. I also like some Indian teas as well. And I agree, getting shot will heal. Can't fix a bad steak, sticks with you forever. You know, there's medical intervention for bullets, but not for a bad steak. That's more of a permanent wound. Bad steak is one of those things that just hangs with you, like existential dread. I put bad steak on the same level of existential dread as a, like, black hole out there just eating the galaxy. It's something you know exists, and it bothers you because you don't know why. It just is. Oh, man. All right, what are we doing? Do. Oh, Assam is good tea. God, they know good tea. There's some teas I don't like. I don't like green tea. I think that's crap. And I also don't like flavored water with stuff in it that they call tea. They're like, it's an herbal tea. And I'll be like, you're just drinking lemongrass or whatever. But then again, I'm also the person who doesn't understand why people drink wheatgrass or any of that other stuff. Ew. Not that I'm debating its health effects. I mean, God, you don't sound like this if you listen to warnings in life. You don't sound like this if everything worked out, right? But I will say that some teas are certainly superior. All right, there we go. Accept and good. Food library. Well, I hope Gatnip Dave that didn't end too badly, but wow, what a tale of woe. And by that I mean the Keanu Reeves version of it. Whoa. That sounds pretty rough. All right, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got some carpentry going on. We got some dwarf carpentry, which isn't bad. Oh, man. You hear my back? Christ. Oh, that is not good. All right. But, yeah, do yoga. That's what I tell people. If you're still young and flexible enough, do yoga. Don't sound like this. I know people give yoga crap, but everyone I know who in high school lifted a lot of weights and did all that stuff, now at my age, is looking pretty rough. Feeling pretty rough, joints hurt, stuff like that. The people who did yoga are fucking fine. I think they'll live forever. I don't know what Zen levels they unlocked with their monk prestige classes, but there's some in there. I'm not saying life is like D&D, but it seems like certain professions and certain hobbies seem to, you know, help you a little bit. But yeah, we got a nice bit of floor out here that not elves can look at, because if elves look at it, I'll stab them. I'm going to put a roof on here, just because that's cool. All right. All right, let's see. See, I'm gonna put a roof on here. It's gonna be all nice. I'm starting to get some more. All right, looks like we have one really pissed off dwarf because of melancholy or whatever, but he can't kill the rest of them. Probably? Question mark? Maybe. This is the thing you say in Dwarf Fortress. You're like, yeah, I don't know, but I don't like elves. Haven't liked them in a long time. Tex, will there be a series on the unsung heroes of the Inner Sphere? Yes, I'm actually working on a tank guide because a lot of people have asked if I wanted to write a guide on some of the Combined Arms pals. And yeah, I've got one on things you need to know about tanks, some very basic stuff, some of the run-through of some of the fun tanks you can run into. VTOLs and hovercraft and such are not in there. They are their own very cursed subject, and I will get into that. That'll be another short guide, but it's going to be like a Inner Sphere 101 or Battletech 101 sort of thing, so a little bit shorter and a little bit less formal of a history presentation than a full-on Text Talks Battletech, but certainly a great deal more shitposty, yeah. It's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of fun tanks in there. I talk about the things they're good at, the things they're bad at, but I more or less am going to go through a list of armor that's quite decent and some of the stuff that's not. And then, you know, I'll probably have a few other fun little surprises. I don't want to give all of my tricks away. I believe in some showmanship, so do allow me those secrets. I think that's kind of important. But it will be good. I've got that. I'm going to also do a guide to the periphery, but I'm going to break that up by house and quadrant because the periphery is chock full of microstates that all have really interesting history. So I can break that up into shorter episodes. Giant Hedgehog is fighting. Well, Giant Hedgehog better, you know, Eye of the Tiger that shit because I'm not getting involved. No, I have enough problems. There's some good tanks in there and some really bad ones. But yeah, I'm going to do a basic on the periphery to say like, hey, this is not exactly what you think it is. Not all of it is exactly what you think it is, because a lot of the lore is written from kind of two perspectives. There's the Inner Sphere view of the periphery, and there's the periphery view of the periphery. And periphery nations all distrust each other and are very skeptical, and it's like the Italian papal states or warring states of the 14 and 1500s, and it's a lot of notional ideas and concepts as to sovereignty, some much tougher than others. And then you go to the Inner Sphere, and it's a lot more feudal, a lot more ordained, and if not divine right, certainly divine mandate sort of thinking when it comes to maximal and strategic power set. So you have long stick power and then, you know, short pointy stick power, and they exist in the same, I don't want to say sphere of influence, that would be too obvious as a joke, but there's certainly a great deal to be said about the periphery, and I intend to write that as an in-character periphery historian, as I have written everything. So, yeah. And yes, I use the Hetzer gonna Hetz line. Don't worry, the Hetzer makes it in there. I say a lot of good and bad about it. I explain a lot about why these things exist, why they were made, and why they're still around. Because it's easy to say this is really shitty or bad, and then just wipe your hands with it and say, I have nothing more to add. It's just a bad thing. It's easy to make a diss track. It's harder to say that, well, it's more complex and then explain all the reasons why. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. And hey, Clumsy, glad to see you. Love your art. Think your art is pretty baller. If you want in on the tank episode, let me know. Hell, if you want to throw some art for me for the Hunchback, I love your style, please. Hit me up on Discord. You got my deets. But the Hetzer is a magic machine. Okay, so Dig the Happy said, howdy there, Tex. Just picked up Space Station 14 and started learning. Okay. Jenny and Hydro, good choices. All right. What's the ideal gift to win over the Cargonians? All right. Here's a thing to know about Cargonia. Oh no, has been missing for a week. Oh yeah, he died. Anyways, the thing that's important to know about Cargo is that Cargonia is an idea, and it's a fairly interesting one. But if they follow the ways of Cargonia, if they obey the forms of Cargonia, you must bring them either an empty crate, which is their due and sovereign right to collect. You cannot deny them empty crates. You must bring them an empty crate. An empty crate filled with things from your department that are of high value. Like the captain's hat or the nuclear self-destruct or whatever. They'll appreciate that. Say, I have brought tidings from Cargo, hail Cargonia. But keep in mind, every cargo department is a fiefdom, and the QM is an unbroken line of quartermasters stretching back to the ancient times of Cargonia. And while they do not acknowledge each other or try not to interpret the rules of material continuity of freight, most of them do understand the purpose of a bribe. Now, if you can bring the keys to the security department or anything else of that sort, they generally are very appreciative, especially if you slide it over and say, hail Cargonia. You can also say, I bring tidings to Cargo, I pay fealty to Cargo, but be warned, if you say you pay fealty to Cargo and you don't actually show fealty, well, it can get dicey. Cargo typically has more weapons than any other department. They're not supposed to, and they certainly don't start with them, but they've got them. They just won't tell you they do until it's time to hail Cargonia. And yeah. They typically like, small gifts, simple things. Be warned, if you invoke the name of Checkers, you may get mixed results. Some are very pro-Checkers interpretations of Cargonia. Some are very anti-Checkers interpretations of Cargonia. I am not a prophet of Cargonia. I merely work there. If you bring the entire captain, that's usually pretty good, but make sure you take his PDA and his earpiece, otherwise he'll scream bloody murder. And let people donate on stream? No. I don't need the money. And, nah, not that kind of streamer. If you want to go donate, WBPL76, the proceeds of that on Twitch go to my people, not me. That I'd prefer that. I don't need any of this, guys. I'm just glad you guys showed up. I really mean that. It's nice to have a nice, quiet, calm Tuesday night streaming a game you like. When your life is otherwise busy shit and hell and difficult, it's nice to be able to do something simple, It's the important stuff. Keeps you grounded. All right, let's see if they've fixed the roof area yet. No, of course not. The sons of bitches. All right, so there's someone running around screaming. So that's just what they do. What are we gonna do? And you're right, it's not about the money. It's more about, I'd rather you spend it on yourself. I think you could probably think of just spending it 100 ways, every which way you like. I think that's certainly your best way to do things. For longer term projects, I have a Patreon, but that's film stuff. That's where I get into the nitty gritty of like, here's where we are, here's what we're doing, you know? All right, let's see. I mean, if you guys want to do something for me, I would just say that, like, you guys have already done enough. I've seen so much shit from you guys out there just, like, spreading, like, hey, watch this Text Talks history. It's really good, you know? And I've seen people do that, like, literally go out of their way to, like, walk up to people and be like, you need to watch this video. It's really cool. That's humbling as shit, guys. It really is. And, you know, you owe me no debts. You really don't. I really don't want anyone to ever feel like they owe me anything. I feel blessed to have what I have and be where I am. You know? So if you need to spend money or something, go find a charity. Go find something nice. Shit, go down to the 7-Eleven and say, I'm going to buy myself $20 worth of shit that is going to give me horrible indigestion. And just do that once. Don't make a habit. But, you know, it's small things like that can make the world a great deal more civilized. I think that would be a better way of doing it. You know, just go out there and have a nice time on yourself. You've done enough. You've done enough hard work. You've done a lot of hard work, I bet. You know, you deserve that. Just a little treat yourself moment. I wouldn't tell anybody. Well, yeah, I don't know you, so I wouldn't tell anybody. Yeah, go do that. Let's see. Uh-oh. Withdraws from society. All right, here's where the magic's gonna happen. The last one wandered off and had a problem, but this one, let's see. All right, what do you bet? What do you bet they finally start making stuff, all right? Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Oh, pork rinds? Those are great. Did you know that dill-flavored pork rinds, like dill pickle, are really good? I found that out this summer. I was like, holy shit. These are nice. All right, let's see. They're making all sorts of stuff. Fey mood. Yeah. They're gonna withdraw from society. But I want to make sure that... Okay, what are they gonna do? They're gonna come down here and they're gonna put stuff in there and then they're gonna lose their mind. Oh man. You know, believe it or not, I had some people who were like, oh, what? Let's see. No? I thought they were gonna claim a craft dwarf shop. Or one of these, I guess. Let's see what they make, if anything. All right, let's, oh, not the stock screen. Taken by mood. Says it's right here. Okay. We should all work together. Satisfied. Embarrassed about the lack of chairs? Well, it's better than egg without table. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, but pork rinds are great. I like pork rinds. No weird art yet. I'm going to let them sort that out because I'm not going to buy a fucking thing for them. If they want to make stuff, they can make stuff, but I'm not going to cater to their whimsy, you know? What do we got here? Might not have the workshop he wants. Oh no, that sounds terrible. Anyway. Alright, I could probably put some more workshops in here. Because I have a finished goods stockpile that's really way too big. And that's quite fine. I know that this is not in any way correct, but it's good enough. Oh no, found dead dehydrated. That's horrible. Anyways, moving on. Oh man. But yeah, pork rinds are up there. And fresh pork rinds are actually up there. They're pretty decent. Oh man. At any rate, I'm feeling kind of low, still kind of sick, still fighting the good fight. But I'm gonna wind down my stream for the evening. I'm gonna wind down my stream for the evening, if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna save here, so you guys can rest assured I will revisit this horrible fortress at some point. But I want you guys to know that I just appreciate you guys coming out on a Tuesday. But I want you guys to really just enjoy your Tuesday. But thank you for, stopping by and checking in on me. I do appreciate that. I will see you guys later. And just remember, please be kind, and if you can, please take care of each other. See you later.